Hello and welcome to another GK's Amazing Tasmania video. In this episode we visit the National Automobile Museum of Tasmania, situated in Launceston. We will show you the current Holden Sandman display, the Hall of Muscle display, which features Holden Toranas, Holden Monaros, Ford Falcons, a Valiant Pacer and so much more. We will also show you the many bikes that are on display, including Honda, Suzuki, Triumph, and Royal Enfield models, and many more. We will show you as much as we can, as briefly as we can, and we will focus on a small number of the vehicles on display, just to give you a taste of what is here.
Okay, so rev up and let's go.
Let's now have a closer look at some bikes. First up, we have the legendary 1973 Kawasaki Z1 900, whose 4-cylinder engine could propel it to over 200 kilometers an hour and helped Kawasaki rise to the top of the superbike stakes. If you have ever seen the 1974 cult classic Aussie movie Stone, you will recognise that many of the bikes featured in that movie were Quacker Z1 900, and mostly ridden by the gang, the Gravediggers. Next up, we have a 1925 Indian Prince. The Prince is a single-cylinder motorbike, and this example was sold new in Launceston and first registered in 1925. In the 1960s, a restoration was started on this bike, but it wasn't completed at that time. Then the current owner obtained it in 2013 and finished the resto that had begun 50 years prior. Next, we have a 1983 Honda CB1100RD. The CB1100R won the premier Australian production race in 1982. Its huge success over a short period of time led to the development of the Suzuki Torana as a competitor. This example shown here has only had 2 owners since new and was sold new by the local Launceston Honda dealer. Next, we have a 1968 Vespa Super 150 and sidecar. This little scooter is powered by a 150cc single-cylinder 2-stroke engine, and attached is a rocket sidecar made by Cozy of India. This scooter was privately imported from Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and the sidecar was imported from India, and they make a great duo as you can see here. The last bike we will focus on is this 1970 Triumph Bonneville in original unrestored condition. The Bonnie of this era was the pinnacle of the Bonnie development. It had a great mix of power and handling and was the mainstay of many bikie gangs in Australia and New Zealand before the popularity of Harleys and Japanese bikes came to the fore. Let's now look at the Sandman display. This is a temporary display and it really was the reason we went to the museum this time. We have been before, many years ago, and we saw that the Sandmans were in, so we had to go again. We filmed this in November 2025, so if you want to see them, get there soon. So the Holden Sandman pedal van was produced by Holden over 4 different models in the 1970s. And it was a big part of our legendary surf culture, and it evokes ideas of sun, sand, freedom and fun. Now I think all of the Sandmans on display here are 1976 HX models, including the yellow one which has a double headlight front from a HZ, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking that's what it might be. Also you can see here, this display includes a very rare Sandman ute, and it appears to be in as-driven condition. Isn't that something? Alright, let's have a look at some other cars. Have you ever seen the movie Christine, which was based upon the Stephen King novel? If you have, you will recognise this 1958 Plymouth Fury, which is a replica of the vehicle used in the movie. Christine is a gorgeous car. She has a 350 cubic inch V8 and beautiful huge fins. Here's a fun fact for you. There are only 5,303 Plymouth Furies produced in 1958, so considering this vehicle is almost 70 years old, you can guess just how rare she is. Moving on now to this legend of Australian motoring history, the Ford Falcon XY GT. This car is powered by a Cleveland 351 V8 with factory enhancements which made this almost a race car straight off the factory floor. This one was built in February 1971 and was extensively restored by Ploughman Restorations of South Australia. Next up, another legend from the classic muscle era of Aussie motoring, the Holden Monaro. This one is a 1969 HK Monaro GTS. Amazingly, this example is a barn find from 2015 and has since been fully restored. Alrighty, let's slow the pace down a little with this 1976 Rolls-Royce Phantom 6. Built for comfort rather than speed, this one was delivered new to the Government of New South Wales for use by the Governor of that time, Sir Roden Cutler. It has a glass partition, an intercom system and a cocktail bar. Roden Cutler served in the Second World War and received the Victoria Cross, which is the highest award for gallantry that can be awarded to anyone serving in the Commonwealth Armed Services. And now we come to what I believe is the star of the National Automotive Museum of Tasmania, and that is the 1974 HQ Holden Monaro GTS that was involved in the Tasman Bridge disaster of 1975. On the evening of the 5th of July 1975, a bulk ore carrier travelling up the Derwent River in Hobart collided with the Tasman Bridge, causing a large part of the bridge to collapse. Sadly, 12 people were killed, 7 on board the ship and 5 occupants of the 4 cars which fell 45 metres after driving off the bridge. This Holden Monaro was left balancing on the edge of the bridge and remains in original condition. The family inside the Monaro were saved by the car's automatic transmission catching on the edge of the bridge. Wow, what a miracle. But we mustn't forget those who lost their lives in this horrible accident. We've seen this car here before, and I think if you like your automotive history with a twist, you should come and see this Monaro. I do really think it's the star here. Okay, well we might finish up here. Enjoy some more photos as we sign off. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Tell us which was your favourite vehicle shown in our little video here. Okay, so until next time, from me and the Navigator, we say hooroo!